Hello, everybody. Actually, congratulations on your first. Well done. How's everybody doing? Gone VR Dev. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Let's see. All right, so let's carry on with some more of this today. Today we're going to work on the tower's attacking system. Yesterday we did get the play system to work quite nicely. We can show numbers for different towers. If I do that, those are all our towers. We start the wave. I think we made it a bit cleaner. I've decided I'm going to change these numbers that appear on here. So when they die, you see that there's that 10. I'm probably going to change it to a, what do you call it? Niagara system. Well, not, I might move it away from a Niagara system to a text, so, well, not text-based, a UI system. There's definitely some things we do need to fix, but for the time being, considering that none of these towers are shipping with the demo, we don't need to worry about them yet. It is interesting to see that if a enemy stays alive and the electric tower still has a target, it just keeps shooting that way, which is a bit weird. But see, it's got the last target, and then what it'll do is when it gets to this one, it'll snap as soon as it comes into range. That one got killed, so now it no longer has a target. This missile tower is doing surprisingly well today. Actually, the missile tower does really well. I think its biggest issue is when it's shooting something like this one. Oh yeah, damn. I was hoping that one was going to die, and then you would see the bug, because the missile then no longer has a target and it just freaks out. I was about to say, like, the laser tower, this one over here, looks really high detailed, and that's because yesterday when we added it back in, we didn't add the low quality version, so that's sitting at, I think, 230,000 polygons. Whoops, my bad. Now, so today we're going to work on the towers. So basically, the towers can crit. There is a crit chance for towers. At the moment, what we should actually do is display that information. So if the tower can have that information, we display it. But what I'm going to do for the time being is I'm just going to log it out, if they're critting or not. So we'll basically start with one tower, let it attack, and then on every attack we'll do the calculation. Is it critting? How much is it critting? All that kind of stuff. So in order for that, let's go to the code. Wait, what? Why is that having an error? So run simply access none. Enemy manager. Interesting that that happened. I haven't seen that one before. And considering it only happened once, I wonder what happened there. Thank you for that, Hexic. So kind of you. Okay, so now I've got to write code with my glasses on. Thank you. Where is it? This one? Okay, so here we go. I woke up and chose violence. I can see that. Gun tower. So gun tower here. So let's go to the child, which is this one. That. A actor and tower interface. Fine. Let's create a function. Calculate damage. So void calculate damage. Now we have a problem because we want to know, did it crit? That's one of the things we want to know. And we want to know what the damage is. So we might actually have to return a struct here. For now, let's just do the calculation, not pass any information in. So get the mathematical function working with some nice little pretty debugs and all that kind of stuff. And then after that, we can decide how we want to get the information out. So actually, this needs to take in... Does it need to take in anything? Because what do we have access to? We've got access to damage, right? We've got add damage, get base damage, get current damage. What does that do? So current damage is, these are stats. It'd be really helpful if I'd actually set this up to say what it does. That's arc jumps. So stat get is get current range, get current attack speed. So let's find out from this variable if F7, where's it used? So set damage is new damage. So current damage equal new damage. Okay, so current damage is, so this is damage the tower currently does, including upgrades. Okay. Hexic, I got a question for you. Have you used Tailscale before? So we can use the get current crit hit chance and crit amount. Where's that being used? F7. No usage found. What do you mean, how do you use it? No, I'm saying, have you used Tailscale? Tailscale is a VPN. It uses wire something underneath, but... Oh, yes, you know. Just wondering, have you used it at all? Because I'm looking at... I thought you said, how do I use it? No. Like, what your thoughts are on it? Because I'm looking at the moment to basically be able to set up access to specific parts. So basically set up a server and then have people that need access to it join the Tailscale network for it so they can access it. For example, a Perforce server, which seems reasonable. Get current damage. So get current damage, we'll need that. Get current crit amount. So this is percentage increase, and then get current crit chance, and that's chance to crit. Chance to crit. I use other things and I don't use it anymore because I use Cloudflare Tunnel, but it's pretty good. I need to set up, so what I'm thinking of doing is setting up Cloudflare Tunnel for my own personal use, and then using the Tailscale to allow people to, for example, join a Perforce server. Interestingly, so now I'm wondering with the Cloudflare Tunnel, do you have to host something on your internal network? So for example, my router, and now I've touched my glasses, so they're all dirty. So I can set up a VPN with my router, so I can access my network externally. But whenever I've used it, it's been like super slow. But I wonder if that's just because my little router is actually struggling a bit, because the poor thing has to do so much already. Because I have one of the little Unify ones. Well, I've got it running on Home Assistant currently. Okay, I'm gonna probably set up Home Assistant later. I've already run into the situation and I'm like, what am I gonna do for my next server? The thing that I actually need next is storage. I'm running to the point where I'm gonna start needing some actual storage. You can host it on a random machine, but it's pretty useful. Yeah, well, I mean, Home Assistant doesn't require a lot of usage, so I was just gonna give it like a single core CPU and like, I don't know, a couple gigs of RAM. What I've realized, something that I forgot when I set up this my server, is I don't actually have to run all the services at the same time, and some of them are often shared. So for example, the ones that actually use the big amount of RAM are the VMs, like the Windows or Ubuntu. And even then, I've got enough left. The add-ons are what you'll get. Okay. So let's do this. I'd go dual core 4 gigs RAM if you can. Yeah, I can. It's a 32 core processor, so I've got the headroom for it. So we'll start with get current crit chance, and then we'll do that. What is that value as? It's a float. Okay, it's a value between 1 and 100. So value between 1 and no 1 point. It's value between 1 and 0. 1 if math random range not like that. How do we use random in range? I want that one. Upper function from random returns a random number. I wonder if that actually, it's actually proper random. So I do this, right, and I go 1, 0 to 1. Auto random number is equal to that. Will that give me, so it's an int32 that it returns. So that's not going to work. So we want 0 and 100. So that's a 1 in 100 chance. So 1 in 100 chance. But let's say I have value a 15% chance. I wonder, do we basically go because I feel like if I say we have a 15% chance and I say that any number that's between 1 and, so I do a random number, and if the number is between 1 and 15, we get it. Does that work? I feel like that doesn't work. Unreal Engine. Math random. Guys, my simulated processor is running at 30 hertz. Is that the one you sent the picture of yesterday? Because otherwise, I'm confused. That's around 7.5 instructions per second. That's not bad. Generate number between 1 and 100, which includes both 0 and 15. You get 101 possible values. So 15 gives you... Oh, apparently it is correct. The limitation is the logic simulator I'm using. Oh, really? But is it the software... So it's the software, not your CPU processing the software, or is it actually your CPU processing the software? How fast your CPU can process the thing? That's what I'm trying to say. So let's do this. B is so apparently we go like this. We got boolean B is crit is equal to. It's not using much performance at all. Super annoying. Ah, okay. Is crit. Wait, my set this itself. F math. F rand. Is this really no copyright music today? It does not seem. And then crit chances. Apparently it is. Suspicious. If okay, now we're gonna do this. If B is crit, okay, crit chance is this. That'll be this times 100. Yeah, you can do dot F else. No crit. And then we need to make sure we put a sad face, because otherwise, did it really happen? Okay, so let's check if that works for now. So we'll just comment that out. That. And we'll calculate the damage. Shall we go to gun tower CPU? Oh, gun tower. That one. Attack. So we attack the target. So there's the attack struck. So we'll just call calculate damage. There, save. And that should be it. We'll restart the engine. It was, this morning we woke up and it was 9 degrees here in London. And the sun was out and it looked like a really nice day. And now it's overcast and just shit. Like, I know what you're going to say. You live in London, what were you expecting? Yes, but you know, the sun was out. It was looking like a nice day. I wasn't going to go out again, but that's not the point. I don't have to live in London and go outside. You feel me? You feel me? I like to code. I like to code on a Sunday. I like to code. Let's put you on that side for now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to press play and we're going to put a gun tower down, and let's open this and we're going to filter out messages and errors, and we're just going to show the warnings. So I'm going to press start and we should see start firing. And pause. No crit, no crit. Let's just type in crit. Ah, we did crit. Got a 5% crit chance. So we had 2 crits. It's successfully critted. No crit, no crit, no crit. It's super low. Okay, I'm gonna try something quickly. I'm gonna say that the crit chance is 50% now. So let's double it. Times, so it's 5% 10 dot F and times 10 dot F. Mama said you're meant to burn as bright as a star among the midnight sky. Let's see if it actually like has an effect on it. Gun tower. Where is this? Where's the docked one? Eh? Oh, there it is. Stop. So 50%. Yeah, okay. It definitely is a lot better at 50%. Actually is pretty accurate. Okay, fine. My bad. Ooh, 4 chances. So you got 50% chance and 4 times in a row you didn't get it. Ooh, disgusting. Disgusting. Cool, so that works. Now what we need to do is calculate the new damage. So we'll keep it at 50 for now just because it's funny. And then we can see what the damage is going to be. So let's see. So crit chance. The current crit damage amount. So chance of having a critical hit. Value 0 to 1. Chance increase damage factor. Value new crit, so F max set crit amount, so maximum 1 times multiplied. That makes no sense. Tower crit. So 50%? So would that mean, I'm wondering, because this, to me, this looks like it's been set up in such a way that the crit chance can only be 100%. Okay, but let's assume it is for now. So value 0F to 1F. Max is double the current damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the current damage. Get current damage. And so auto, so actually it's a float. So float damage is equal to that multiplied by get current crit amount. Okay, so that's the current crit amount, that's the current damage, the current crit amount, and then add it. Or we do 1.1 times. Did that actually work? Because you do 1.25 to get 25% more than the current. We'll just add it. Hello, Boom. How are you, Boom? Doing spaghetti commission. Yay, exciting. What were you working on last night? Was it like head things, like earmuffs with pom-poms or something? Crit test. Crit amount. Crit amount. Send. Yeah, YouTuber commission stuff. Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. Very cool. Do you have any other things in the pipeline? Any other works in the pipeline? Let's go damage. Let's see if this is all correct. Get current damage. Yeah, all the things. Oh, that's exciting. Just all the things. You're just going to be super busy now. See if this works. Oh. Are you doing anything for Halloween? Or are you just gonna have gamer fuel? I'm gonna be spooky. Ooh. Do you have a Halloween hat for your cat? Do. If not, why not? Nani? It was weird. Unreal Engine's being weird today. I don't like it. I hope it didn't just break that class, because I don't actually remember what was connected to it. Bad Unreal Engine. Why, Unreal? Why? Tar will have crit chance and damage increase. Why did that freak out? Okay, let's try. So, stop. What do we get? So, no crit. Successful crit, so 50%. Damage was 10. Critical amount was apparently 2, so that's not being clamped. Damage with crit is 30. Nani? Successful crit there, so that's what we're looking at. So when we have a successful crit, the crit damage is now 30 opposed to 10. So it's a 2... Is that 200%? So it is a 2 times, so it's a 200%. So currently that's a 200% increase. Why is the crit chance 200%? Because I think what I'm doing... Actually, that makes no sense. Because currently the crit chance is just max. So then, where is this being set? F10. I just mute my head. That is not 1.5. Oh, it's a 2 times multiplier. Oh, that's the base chance. Okay, I see what I'm trying to do here. So this one, I'm trying to say that it has a 5% chance to crit, but when it does crit, it does 200% increased damage. 200% increase in damage, which is a lot. I suppose basically what it means is if you hit 4 times per second, this just means you've hit 5 times per second. Because it's just an additional hit. I actually quite like that. I'm gonna keep that. Fine, that can stay as 200%. So let's see, because at the moment we do that, but then that upgrade thing breaks. Current critical hit. See, here we clamp it. We don't really want to clamp it. So let's go change that. That we're not clamping. No clamping. Bad clamping. So that's no longer clamped, which is good. Then what we want to do is we want to go back to this. That one. Our actor, this one. Value 0 to 2. 2 means we are doing 200% boost, which is a lot. So tower here. So I suppose some of the towers, depending on what the tower is, I do want to actually have like a 300% increase. So for example, the missile tower, I would say it is probably, let's say it's splash damage, fine. If it has a 10% chance to crit, I would actually like it to be like max level. It has a chance of doing like 400 or 500% increased damage if it crits. So when it crits, you know about it. So that's fine. So now we need a struct, which basically we could just fill the information in, couldn't we? So on here, we've got this attack struct, which currently consists of what? The actor, the projectile speed, which we might not have, that which we might not have. We have attack damage, which we can fill in, was critical hit. So we could actually just pass it in. So attack struct. I have no idea how I did that. There we go. But attack struct over here can just take in an attack struct as a reference. It'll be the in and the out. So we'll say attack info or attack data is what I'm going to call it. And then we'll just mark that as out. Then we can go back to this. Conrad, hello, how are you doing? Finally caught your stream, oh my god. Yes, you have. I am live. Calculate. And then I can fill in all the information. So, pretty good. Excited to see what you're up to. So, give me 1 second. I will show you. I'm building a tower defense game in Unreal Engine. Attack data was critical hit is equal to this was crit. Very nice. Thank you. How have you been? What have you been up to? Damage equal damage. now, I actually think that just automatically works, so it'll just do more damage now. So I am making a tower defense game in Unreal Engine. Let me just press stop there. We can close that. Today I'm just working on one of my towers. So I've got a gun tower, which is this tower here. And what I'm trying to do is sort out its attack system. Oh, I made something wrong. So I'm trying to sort out its attack system where the top two will shoot, then the bottom two will shoot, and that will do some amount of damage. I think they're Obsidian enjoy respect, yes. Oh, Obsidian's great. I can see all the links. I've got to add a whole bunch more stuff to this today. But essentially what I'm trying to do is when they attack, they need to have some kind of like data struct. This model looks so clean. Thank you. So it needs to have some kind of data struct because I need to know how much damage it did and whether it critted, because there's other parts that need to know if there was a crit that took place, so we can have like fancy text or something. So I'm basically getting that working today. Funny enough, this tower is only, the version that's in it at the moment is the really, really old one. So if we go to here, this is sort of the evolution of this tower, where it started off looking like that. And then I slowly added more and more detail to where it actually has like the gun barrels, and that's its, you know, final form. Holy notes. Yeah, I've got a bit of notes on here. Is the future. And it all makes sense in my brain. Like I've got, you know, level unlocks and how the levels are going to work, which towers get unlocked where, some ideas to what the levels are going to look like. This is my save system, but it makes no sense to me anymore because I completely changed it. We've got some story information. What else do we have? We've got the showcase of what all the towers currently look like, even though that doesn't directly match to what's in the game. So for example, this one will be, these two will be the ones that get unlocked. Well, actually, the gun tower is the first one that you automatically have that's unlocked. Then the cannon tower is the one that gets unlocked next, and then these three get unlocked later on during the game. But if we look, like this is like ages ago how they started. Do you have a Steam page? I can drop a wish list. Not yet. I'm hoping to have the Steam page done by the end of the year. That is the current plan. But what it currently looks like, and this is just one of my test levels. Actually, I can take you to level 3 hills, which is one of the levels I'm thinking about actually being. This might be the first level that gets released. So what I'll do is I will go like that. I'll open it there. And this is a bit more what it would, it needs a lot of polish, but what it would look like. So you've got, enemies would start here. First level that gets released. So this would possibly be, yeah, like early access. This will be the first one I'm going to release to players, for testing and stuff. Put lasers down because lasers are broken. Which is, so you've got there, this is the data cube that they're coming to at the end. So that's what you're sort of protecting. And yeah, there's a lot of balancing that needs to happen. But I've started putting this level together so I can see what I want visually. I think it doesn't look too bad. There's a lot that I'm still going to change. But what I'm trying to do at the moment is get a playable version out with stuff that actually works, and then get some people to sort of try it out and see what do they think of it as it is now in a very, very rough aspect. Like, to give you an idea, there's no sound, there's no graphic settings. I have no idea how it's even going to run on people's machines. Balancing has not been done at all. These towers are absolutely overpowered. We've got upgrade systems that are in place that are actually a bit buggy, so they don't work properly. So you can see like the towers don't look good at the moment because I just threw a single material on them and called it a day. Would you like some top level feedback thoughts? Yeah, if you have some. I'm trying to make it like, even this map, I'm not even sure if it's going to be in the final game, but if you have any sort of feedback or suggestions, thoughts, just let me know. I make notes of all of it and then I sort of go through it and try and apply it. That being said, this is probably extremely subjective to change. Like UI, I wouldn't even like focus on because that's getting a whole re-implementation. So what else do we have? So we've got the gun tower. Oh, there's a bug there. The gun tower will be one of those towers where it only attacks one target, but it sort of is low damage, quick attack. The cannon tower would be sort of not fast attack, but like medium attack. But the difference in that type of tower is that it has splash damage built into it. The laser tower is one of the ones where it starts attacking a target, and the longer it attacks it, the more damage it does. So I think after 3 seconds, it like completely ramps up. Then we will have a missile tower. That one is slow attack, but it's basically got, I think, like close to unlimited range. Yeah, I mean that's the end of its range at the moment. I might reduce that because I think it's a bit over the power. I get that there'll be many work in progress things, so I'm not going to point it out, but I really thought it would be nice to be able to have some option to see through walls, maybe red silhouettes of enemies when you are behind the mountain. That's a very good one. Let me add that. I'm going to do that right now. Let me actually add a suggestion thing here. We'll add it to Obsidian. New note. Suggestion. And feedback so I can track all of it. Oh, right. That's a really good one, thank you. So what we'll do is we'll add your name and we'll add all of that. I'd be happy to give more feedback when I'll hang out here a bit more and see the overall picture of the game. That'd be great, thank you. I have some Stanfordshire oatcakes. They're really good. They're so good. I've never heard of that before. Sounds pretty cool. At the moment, like I keep Guy Ross. Thank you very much for the follow. I've been sitting and trying to think, like, how do I make the game more fun? Because ultimately, it's, you know, it's a tower defense game. You've got to stop them from getting to the end, that kind of stuff. Do you have a hook gimmick that you want to focus on? No, which is kind of the thing. Maybe it's one of the things that's lacking. Is it isn't really like a hook. When I play at the moment, I mean, I have somewhat fun, but it feels like it's missing an aspect to it. They're kind of like pancakes with savory, and you put cheese in them and fry them. Oh, not what I was expecting. So what I've tried not to do is have too many towers, because one, scope creep, and it adds a lot of sort of development for it. So I was trying to stick to 5. So like at the moment we've got on our board here, whoop, too far. We've got the 5 towers. They each do somewhat different abilities, you could say. So like this one is one that does, because it's electric, I thought, you know, arc damage. So it would do a system where it hits the first enemy and then arcs to 2 or 3, and that's upgradable to, I think, a max of 5 or whatever we'll have. This missile tower, the idea being long range, slow attack. It'd be good for placing, you know, maybe further back, but you could hit sort of targets continuously. The cannon tower, one of the ones where I wanted something to be sort of splash damage, so it'd hit an area and do splash damage to anything in that area that it hits. Laser turret, one of the ones where we've got a, you know, that's the traditional graph of we doing damage that ramps up, where that's like a, you know, a 1 times multiplier, and that's like a 3 times multiplier, something like that. For the longer it attacks the target. And then gun tower, because I feel like you just kind of have to have one at this point. Just a standard tower that it just pew-pews. I'm not in love with the vertical slice like everyone, so I wouldn't be too worried about not having a gimmick as yet, as you're planning to spend small time on it. I am, yes. I've got a basic idea of what I'm wanting the story to be, which is essentially that you are some kind of, I don't know, you're essentially protecting this data module. And the idea being that the data module sort of crashed here on this planet, whatever it is, which is why I've tried to make it look like it's, you know, landed and destroyed the road. It has a shield, and the way I've designed the shield is that the shield can take some amount of damage and regen, but it's not a lot. Whereas the actual module has sort of a lot more health. So for example, if the shield has 300 HP, the module will have 900, but that doesn't actually regenerate. Are you more story or mechanical driven person? I would say myself mechanical, much more than story. I'd like there to be some kind of story, but I'm not focusing on it because as a tower defense game, I feel like people are more invested in, you know, playing, defending and that kind of stuff. Side as a nerd, yes I am. Playing the thing, then what's the story for why we're doing all of this? That's at least the approach I've taken. I might be completely wrong. Now that you've pointed out that I need to have that silhouette thing, I can't unsee it because I can just see the enemies behind you and I think to myself, it's in the way. But I guess that's something you kind of have to do if you're going to have a situation where the enemies are blocked from line of sight at any point, is you have to be able to see them. Sorry. No, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. I'm not a fan of how I got foliage that's got a bit of it's a bit buggy at the moment, which we need to fix. But like, all in all, I think it's a good starting map because it's allowed me to see where there's possible problems. I've got some ideas from some other maps as well, which I think is going to be quite cool. But I don't want to spend like a huge amount of time designing all of these and then I actually just throw them out. So I'm trying to get like a basic design for them up, try play test them, and then maybe get them released before I go through and like properly clean up and make them look nice. I really like to give feedback in our give feedback in our space. I think it would do so much more, especially the rough one. Yeah. I feel like the game has enough there now that people can probably start giving a bit of feedback to get it some direction. Now that I've got sort of the core mechanics working, which is you can spawn enemies, you can kill them, you can win and you can lose. So that whole system is in place. And now it's about sort of, well, what I'm trying to do is focus on getting all the mechanics that support that sort of better and polished. So we finished doing, yesterday actually, we finished doing a object pooling system for the enemies, which works quite well. And what it does is, it's a standard object pooling system. It will spawn enemies as needed, and if it doesn't, it would just recycles them. On this map, they actually land up spawning up here for some reason, but it doesn't matter. The player doesn't see it. What I would like to do is get a bit of the things that I think are going to be a struggle are optimizing the balancing. Actually, like, what is a good point? Like, what do we balance? Do the towers need more damage, or do the enemies need more health? I have a weird suggestion. Since you have the sci-fi setup, maybe have some UI to the game. What do you mean? So for example, the health bars only on the cube, or have some sort of dashboard with the UI instead of floating numbers. Do you have an example where someone's done that? I can't quite picture how that would work. Oh, you mean with the UI is part of the game? Interesting. So, something that exists or orientates with the functional world of the story as an experience by the characters themselves. So where my UI is almost a abstraction on top of the world. So you have the world and we kind of add it. Where do you mean it sort of if you were looking at the game from a sort of a VR headset? Like, does that make more sense? Like if there's an enemy placed here, so we press start, you would actually have if I press pause now, you would actually have it drawn almost like holographically over them, opposed to like full things. In sci-fi setup, where you can get away with many things. I'll need to look more into that. I'm going to copy all of that so I can have a bit more of a think about that. One example. Hello, Josh. If you have a game that's done that, that could be really cool to see, because that sounds like it would fit really well. Hi, Josh. How are you? Pretty good, and you? How are you? Let's actually have a look. So, game database. Button layout, cutscene, story, guides, maps, party, character intro, feature unlocks. No, I just want to look at like game. I just want to look at gameplay. Look at HUDs. Let me search by like sci-fi UI style. That 2D, what is this? Oh no, that's not what we want. 3D space, maybe? Dead Space. Yes. Dead Space. Are there no tags for Dead Space? No, we don't want that. Like that. There, exactly, this. Where's the guns? Guns. Wait. Is that the health bonus back? It is, actually, yes. I think it is. There we go. That. That is really cool. I just have no idea how we do that. I'm going to add that to the ticket. Look at Dead Space. That would look so cool, though. In my game, I'm making the screen turn red when you are hurt. That's a very good one. That's quite common, so especially the sides of the screen and stuff. I think when the sides of the screen are sort of turned red, it looks quite cool. We've got Dead Space, and when you die, it says oof. What other things are there? What about Dead Space 2? Because maybe they updated the UI a bit to look less aged. Dead Space. Let's try 2022. It's very much the same. Like this kind of thing in the background, where you'd see the health above in sort of a transparent way. Like a super advanced visor. Sylar! Temptic! How are you today, Temptic? MTD. Yoink. Finally met Sylar and we're cooking. We're cooking! Dead Space UI. Actually, Dead Space UI kind of matches really well. The overall theme, I mean. Because like... Oh wait, you might have ads. You have ads? Good luck with your games. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. How are you doing today? Thanks for the shout out, you legends. No, yo! I have Seto shout out Conrad's, and then Eto did a shout out back saying, oh, they wanted to give. So if we do this, let me just wait. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to press play, main menu. Tim TD, the mastermind, indeed. You say everyone gives you so much power and then you rightfully use it. I think you've banned like one person in the 18 months or 20 months that I've been streaming. Also, that's like the first time you've actually given, is that the first time you've actually given a shout out on my stream, Temptic? I don't know. Are you even a streamer if if Temptic is not mod? True. How many mods do you have now, Temptic? Like, how many streamers are you mods in their channels? IRED doesn't count. We're all mods there. You didn't really need mods in this category. Not yet. Not yet. They're coming for us. Except if you're like me, who has a lot of things with bots. I have no clue. You'd be surprised sometimes. I've gotten the you know how we get those buy Twitch viewers thing? I've seen a lot less of those lately, which has been nice. Bright Memory makes solo developers. What do you think of that game? Bright Memory? I haven't seen that one. Oh, this one. It looks really cool. I haven't played it, but it just looks really cool. Like visuals. Actually, that visual style there kind of matches what I'm looking for. Why? Why? Let's just do this. That one. Why are there no tags for it? The best game. It's like if I look here, where's the, I'm looking for the, because we were just looking at, an error occurred while playing this video, but it's playing. Steam, you okay? Because we're talking about UI stuff where you've got like UI that's kind of built into the game. Like this kind of thing. It looks really cool. I'm quite a fan of it. Because it looks like you've got a HUD, not a... Well, you technically have a HUD. You've got like a visor HUD. That's the word I'm looking for. Developer Dairy is available. Dairy is available on YouTube. Ooh. Nice. Korean developer. There's some really cool games coming out lately. It's actually, wait, it's $5, £5. That's not bad. How's it rated? Very positive. That's good. It's a lot of reviews. Nice. Okay, let's go back to this. So Conrad, I've kind of gone for those sort of bluey themes in my game. So having that, what is it, Dead Space-ish theme would work quite well for me. Let's have a look. So we've got, press stop now. I wonder how it even do that. There's some really cool mechanics that we can do with that as well, where the gun actually has to like reload if you've got like a minigun or something. It'd be cool to get some kind of like almost floating stats in the game for things. I just need to figure out how to do it that it looks nice. The silhouette thing should be fairly easy to do. There is a bug that I do want to fix, which is on when I place a tower down, like a gun tower, then I click on it, that shows fine, because that's its range. But how do I, when I click away, it should actually cancel it. But now it's selecting both of them, which doesn't make sense. See, now the other one stays on. Heh. Yeah, there's definitely a bug there. Do I know how to create animations? I know the theory behind creating animations, but I've never actually made an animation. So for example, I can do it in Blender. I know most of the steps that you need. I just don't know how, that's about all I know about it. What about you? Do you know how to do it? Why are we getting the current damage? So we go current damage. Ah, wait a minute. So here's actually where we need to do this. So we do this like this, where we do that, X, B, we can remove that, then we can remove that, we can delete that, then if we'll use the ternary operation. So if that is true, then this is equal to this. Otherwise, it's just current damage. There we go. So there we go. We've got a method now to calculate if we're going to do damage, or how much damage we do, and if the damage was a crit, which is really cool. So let's commit that. Workspace. Let's start with this. We add that we don't need. This. Add feedback. Add feedback. Feedback and suggestions. Commit. That. And then gun tower can now do critical damage. Wait a minute. Didn't I times it by 10, so it's like a huge chance. There we go. Now do crit damage. There we go. I want to do one thing quickly, which is in my game settings. This one. We've got master volume, we've got audio device, language settings, set language, video, audio, video properties. Gameplay is just, so it is gameplay. Language. I want to add one more, which is going to be to do tower setting for showing what do we call it? Floating numbers. There we go. Then what next? So let's implement, so let's go back to the, that's that one, the gun tower. So here, oh, I forgot to actually add this. Attack struct. Okay, so those two are done. There's the attack targets that we can delete that, delete that, delete. Get upgrade system. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Function on base class will take an upgrade per attack struct to return the new damage. That we don't need. Boom, stealing all my C++ code. Need to know if damage was a crit. Don't need that. We've already done that. I don't like that the gun towers are using projectiles. They don't need this. They should have a fire, muzzle, flash, and a hit effect. That's it. That I agree with, so we can actually do that. Now, can we strip out not having projectiles? That's the question. I guess if the target is in range, we just use the fire the thing. Oh. God damn. Sometimes I sneeze and I go into a different dimension. That froze this Temptic. I don't know if you saw it, but for a second it was not a single message in here. You might remember why I broke your stream. I'm not a VIP there. Ah, get scammed. How many points do I have on Boom? It freezes on your own browser too. What's funny is it's fine on, because I can hear it coming through the audio, so Streamer Bot is able to like process the messages at that rate, which is good. So how does this work? Only spam, exactly. Super attack target. Boom is the most famous cat in software and game dev. So you don't actually need this. What is controlling the fire rate of this? Like, how do I determine how fast we're attacking? Is that done in the tower actor? Attack? What do we have that relates to attack? Set attack speed. Okay, so here's the ring decal. Set visibility false. So start attack timer. Go follow, I demand. With Temptic's power, maybe we can reach 1,000 cheeses per minute. Indeed. I will write a script to help. Start attacking. On enemy enter range. Wahahaha. Oh, I did do this. Tile information attack speed. The tile information attack speed, isn't that different from the other one? But attack speed, and then tower, and then just attack speed. Get current attack speed. So these actually aren't linked. How? Where else are we using this? Hydrate from Temptic. Thank you, Temptic, for the hydration fluid. I appreciate it. And the stretch. What does this do? Add damage. So we do that. Game mode, tower, tower information, tower name. Which is what? Ew, why have we done it in that way? You're getting overhauled. Damage amount. I question my what I do sometimes. So the attack for this tower. Start attack timer is here. So we can delete all that. And this calls attack enemy, which is this one. So we check if we have an enemy. We check if it's in range. Just running, do 1, 2, 3, 4. So in Unreal Engine then, if we stop this and we open the gun tower, which viewport? I need to give this the new version. We've got muzzle, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Where's the flash? It's all up there. Okay. Alt J. I guess there's no point attaching this now because I actually need to remove the other one so that I can attach them correctly. So if I go back to the gun tower, let's start with that. So if we go back here, we've got muzzle flash 1, muzzle flash 2. There's T object pointers. So we've got 4 of those. What are those attached to? So they are Niagara. Muzzle flash Niagara, don't add that. Setup attachment projectile spawn. We don't want that. We want setup projection. Do we have a root component? Root component. So let's change them all to be the root component. This needs to be removed. This needs to be removed. This needs to be removed. And we're missing one because there's 1, 2, 3. There's 4, 3, 2. Where's 1? Projectile spawn. Particle locations. We don't need that. Let's go with, I'm gonna go with the yoink method. Which is this. Do we need that? Yes. Do we need particle locations? No. We need an array of Niagara components, which is that. T, array of T object pointers. And this is going to be muzzle flash array, like that. Then projectile 2, we don't need. Projectile 3, we don't need. Projectile 4, we don't need. Fantastic. And so we've got the muzzle flash array, we've got the first, second, third. We've already got an array for them. Muzzle flash duration, fine. Current projectile, current muzzle flash. Count. That's all we need. Then we go into here. And we're going to delete that. Turret 2, we're going to delete that. Turret 3, we're going to delete that. Turret 4, delete all of that. Type is equal to gun. I'm pretty sure that's already set. We don't need that scene component. We don't need a projectile. This we don't need, but I'll remove later. In fact, I don't even think we need that. So what we're going to do is we need that. We need that. Don't need any of that. Don't need that. Right, so that's a bit better. So we calculate the damage, and then we say, actually I remember how we do this. We get Niagara Flash get index, which is going to be this one, dot play. How do we do? Start. Activate. Does activate only play once? I guess we'll find out. So we just want that. We can delete that, do that. That. Then after that we go, we add that, we multiply it. If insert this is greater than, actually if it's greater than or equal to this array dot num, no, not max, dot num, then we say that this is actually equal to 0, and we restart. So what this is doing is it's saying that we start with index 0, then we do, why is that there? Index 1, 2, 3, and then when we hit the max length, we're going to recycle and do 0. Start at 0 again. Why does my numlock button not work today? So that's what it's going to do. And I just need to make sure that I set it up so that this matches the obsidian drawing, which is this one. So it's left. So shoot orders left 1, right 1, then left 2, right 2. I mean, actually, it's going to be enter, 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 enter. This should be left top 1, right top 1. I might merge these. Then left 2. X. That. Here we go. So left top, right top, left bottom, left top, right bottom, up. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what we want. Like that. So Now the only thing is we're actually not applying any damage. And how did that work? It's to do dash tower TD show critical hits. To do dash TD track damage done. So what we're just going to do is we're going to go target dot apply. Does it apply any damage? Hello, I'd like to ask a question if possible. Sure. What's your question? Receive can take damage. Take damage, and then we're gonna give it attack struct dot damage like that. Nope, apparently that doesn't take. So that takes a damage amount, a damage event, instigate, and a causer. So are we doing this anywhere in our code that we can just yoink it from here? It's that. So we have a take damage function that we could actually call. So the attack actor is just an actor, which is fine. Is it possible to download Autodesk software on Linux using some code? I like to switch from Windows, but their software does not support Linux. So the problem is, if the software doesn't support Linux, the issue you're going to run into is that the instruction set, so the set of instructions that the code is looking for, won't execute. So for example, when you write stuff that works specifically on Windows, you would use something like include windows.h, which allows you to access Windows specific header, Windows specific functions. So it's like saying to the operating system, hey, I would like you to create a window for me and display this text at the top. So that's what that does. So if they don't support Linux, you won't be able to just download it and then get code to run it like that, unfortunately, unless you use an emulator, which basically says, and it translates everything that this does to what do you call it, to like basically to Linux. But you want to use Autodesk software, right? Or what are you trying to make? Because if it's modeling, have you tried Blender? Does Blender work on Linux? Because if you wanted to do 3D modeling, why don't you try Blender? It's also free. It's very, very good. So for example, I made this in Blender. Let me show you something else I made in Blender. Rivet. Or Rivet. Just give Blender 3 working days to start. You're an architect? Ah, so you're an architect. I don't know. I guess you kind of get forced into using Blender. That's kind of the problem. Not Blender, you get forced into using AutoCAD because AutoCAD supports the university. So I'm not sure if you're allowed to use things like Blender, but if it wasn't, like, Blender does have, I mean, it's got all the same measurements, so you can do measurements and that kind of stuff, but I'm not sure if there's specific architectural tools that the Autodesk software provides. But if it's just, you know, modeling, I mean, Blender's very good at that. I don't know why that's not working. Q sharpen. Q sharpen. Yeah, I made like tons of stuff in Blender and it's fantastic. It also just works on Linux. All right, thanks. Thanks a ton for your information. Not a problem at all. Good luck. Do do do. This is looking sick, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've got some other ones as well. Where are the other ones? This one. So those are all my different towers that I've got. That's the gun tower that I just showed you. We've got the laser, the missile, the electric, and the cannon tower. It took so long. You wouldn't even believe how long this took. It actually did take months. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoy working with Blender. What's next? So that... I should actually close Unreal Engine because I'm going to need to rip all of this out. Okay, so we have... How was this working? Right, so... Let's go to GitHub quickly. Now I removed all this code. That one, this. So how is this code actually applying the damage to this? So we would go, we have texture. So we'd call setup projectile, which is this here. I wish I could use Blender viewport controls on on the Unreal viewport. Yeah, it's you gotta try Blender, Unreal Engine, and Substance Painter, and you have no idea how to use your hands anymore after that, because all three of them have everything that's completely different. And you kind of just hate yourself after it. You just... But yeah, if you could use the Blender viewport controls on Unreal Engine viewport, it makes... It's like so counterintuitive that you can't. And every time I come to Unreal Engine, I'm like, why is this not working? So we update the kill counter. That's if we kill it. Fine, we've got the tick, so determine splash damage, apply damage to target. If that's that. If hit, actor hit is base enemy static. That's just taken because of that. We don't really care. Then we apply the damage. So that's actually how we apply the damage. So we can just use this. So we add the damage to that. So why don't we just do that, the same one? So we can just go like this to the gun tower. And we can just do that. So you gameplay statistics, use that. So we add the attack. Target is still the target. The attack struct is still the attack struct. Get instigator is basically just saying this. Damage causer is, well, get instigator controller is this one. And then that's also technically this. And then there's this we don't need, because we can just go this dash add damage, because we are ourselves, like that. And then we can do that. And then we're going to add a comment here because I'm not going to remember that this does what I think it does. This update the stat tracking for this tower. So then we can do that. And I think that's actually everything we need. I would reorder this like that. Let's check if it works. Actually, I might do this. UE log temp. Warning, text. text. Critical hit. And that's capital text, all like that. And then what we'll do is we will go attack struct dot was critical hit. Go if that, we'll put that, oops, insert, that goes there, save, nope, that's wrong, there you go, and then identify attack struct. Why are you upset? Surely we have access to that already, because we've got the attack struct there. Oh, we do have access to it. Oh, there's an error. Term does not evaluate to a function taking 0 arguments. Critical hit. Go. Another bug that I introduced. Oh, technically that was just an error, another bug. It's only a bug if you know about it. True. That is true. Blissful ignorance. Exec, didn't you find today just to be a wonderful day? It started off and the sun was out. It was cool. But, you know, the sun was out. It was looking like it was going to be a nice day. And then all of a sudden, overcast. And just shit. Also, the clocks went back yesterday. So, well, last night. Which is confusing. It was Prince Andrew's fault. Oh, god damn. He was driving today. Fair. Viewport. Also, I missed the clock going back. I was awake at the time and didn't notice that that had already went back. Lol. Minus 45. Wait, that was 4. Where's 3 go? Oh, I need my graph. So 4 and 3. Wait, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is actually at the bottom here. So this is just going to be 45. Then 3 goes opposite 4. So 3 is minus 45. And then what was the forward direction? This is say 40, also 45? So 3 is also 45 because I can't tell from here. Then 2 is minus 45 and 45, and then 1 is minus 45, no, just 45 and 45. Good, and then it's Alt K for side view. So 1 is all the way at the top there. What's that? Let's say 100. Let's make it 60. 55, maybe a bit higher. 102. Yeah. So 102. This is going to be 102. Where is it? Weird. Okay, 102. And then 1 was all the way forward at 55. So 2 will be 55. Then 3 is going to be Let's try 4 because 4 doesn't have the Z cutting. 75, 76, 77. 77 looks good. 3, 77. Oh, that's degrees. So 4 and 3. So Alt G. So that should be. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Nope, 3 and 4 are swapped. 45. Minus 45. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Also, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Monday. I've got to go to work tomorrow. I've decided I'm going to the office tomorrow. Okay, so we've got that working now. Is everything... What is this? That's the actual tower. What is this muzzle flash here? You should delete that. We can't delete those because they come from the parent class, which I might end up just deleting. So save that. Let's... How are we going to test this? Let's put a gun tower... Actually, let's put a gun tower there. Start, press F8. Let's check. 1, 2... Doesn't reactivate, does it? It's doing damage, but you see they're not shooting again. I probably shouldn't call activate. I should probably call something else, right? It's ask. Just ask AI.
Mostra o teu poder, desliza no beat, faz acontecer. O mundo gira ao teu redor. Com esse swing, tu é.
Only if you just do true inside it and reset it, so that I don't have to manually call reset. True. Is that true? Ah, so that will actually reset it as well. So it's just a matter of that should now work. Okay, so press start. Gun tower over there. Start F8. Let's zoom in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It works.
Sobe o clima, sente o calor. Requebra no ritmo, sente o amor. Vem no flow, não pode negar. Essa vibe é nossa, pode acreditar. Mexe, remexe sem parar. Essa energia vai te levar. Junto emendo todo mundo dançar. É o baile que nunca vai acabar.
It looks good. It looks very good. What other tower needs to work like that? The funny thing is, like, I'm sitting here and I've just, you know, refactored this thing. I'm like, cool, what other towers are we going to do this with? It's like, actually, this is the only one that works like that. The rest are all projectiles except for the laser tower. I was like, oh, all right. It's like 50% of my towers are basically projectile towers. Let's commit that. I don't know why these all changed. I didn't actually make changes to them. So let's do that. No. Is there anything else I need to actually remove from that class? Man, this change has made this so much better. Actually, we can remove this. Also, we don't need windows.h. We finished explaining that. Does this need to be a rotationary tower? Is there anything it needs here? It doesn't need this. It doesn't need that. It has an attack struct, but we can just add that to the tower. Actually, in fact, attack struct should be on the tower actor itself. Like if I move this, right, we just yoink that out, what breaks? That could be this, please. Like, I'm just thinking, there's a bunch of stuff here that should probably just be done on the tower actor itself and not here. I think I'll keep it for now, but that's probably going to need to get, like, removed. In fact, where does this sit inside of here? We've got rotation and static, so what's the difference between a static tower? The static still has a projectile spawn. You know, fine, we'll leave it for now. But at least that's cleaned. That's done. That's done. Okay, so we can commit that. Rework attack bolt gun tower. Gun towers no longer use a projectile for their attacks. Commit. Push. With the critical hit. By that. Tower type is E-tower type. Still not happy with that, or whatever. Actually, what we need to do is default class has that, or that needs to be removed. What would probably be a better way of doing this is we have an attack struct, also attack data, and maybe what we do is if it is a projectile, we actually have a different one that we use, where we have some base terms that are already attached, but if it's a projectile, we basically have a different one that we attach this one to. So we would have like attack struct, but then for projectile we would have attack. So we would have attack data and attack projectile data. And then projectile data would have inside of it this attack data, so that we could separate the two out. That we don't need to do yet. I do want to see, we've got floating numbers at the moment, but they don't work well. I kind of want to see what Niagara, what's it, Lyra's doing. So Unreal, it's Epic Games Launcher. Because the Lyra project has a really cool way of doing it. And I want to maybe see if I can take some inspiration from them. Because the current way that I have just, it doesn't look nice. You can't see the numbers properly. Because ultimately there's 3 times the text that I'm going to show. I mean, actually, you can put in the details while we have it. Floating numbers. Let's just do that. Then go suggestion task, welcome tasks. Info dump, that, floating numbers. And we'll just do this, floating numbers. So we've made a link between them so we can actually reference that. Then we can put all the stuff in here. So these are numbers shown above enemies to show some data. For example, Tequilas, hello. The primary use would be to show that we have gotten gold currency for killing. Maybe. This could be used. This could be used above enemies. Also be used to show damage. Wait. So about town. As well like this. How are you doing today, Seculos? Good. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm going back to my favorite project to yoink information out of it. Your videos are looking pretty cool. You're making a lot of them. You're making like 1 a week at the moment. Are you just doing them for fun, or are you sort of trying to make up your portfolio or something? So this is their progress bar, which is I tried to steal. So if we press play, front end control elimination. So if we go to elimination, so let's see what it looks like. I want to see if it's gonna fit. Slept in, woke up to pizza for breakfast, drinking coffee, sorting out what I'm gonna do today. Nice, that sounds like a good day. I'm getting pizza on Friday. What is this text? B currently, oh, it's just loading. I took all my music off Spotify. I'm reposting a sample of it onto YouTube videos. Ah, nice. Ooh, that's a cool effect. I want that. I need that for the enemies as well. Actually, the name tags even look better on here. I wonder if it's just the font. But like, if I hit an enemy, where's the enemy? See the floating numbers there. They're just clean. Man, this Lyra project is really good. Oh, I'm gonna get killed, aren't I? Yeah. Were you making much money on Spotify from it? Because I've heard that like for 1 million views you can get, or 1 million listens, you can get very little. No. But it didn't really mean anything? Okay. See, that looks pretty cool. See the crit. You can actually read that number. My numbers you can't read. And they can actually be super far away as well and show quite well, which is what I like about this. See, they're very far away, but they still look clear. So I need to find out how that's done. Especially in self-publishing, it's just as... Why do you need numbers? So I want to have numbers to show in my game when you kill an enemy, how much gold you're getting from that enemy. Because I need some kind of indications. I want some kind of indication to show that you're getting currency. I'll be right back. I want to go and get some screen. Hi, Virginia. I do actually want to have numbers above the enemies as well. But I'm unsure how that's going to look with both, because that could be kind of hard to distinguish between the two. I mean, I could color code them. White is standard damage, yellow is crit, and blue is, you know, currency. Is that your side or my side? Oh, it's my side. Be back. What are you saying? So what I was saying was I would like to have the damage numbers show as well. Because I think that could look quite nice. But what I would need to do is it needs to be distinguishable that something has happened. So I could have, for example, the current, so this one's actually blue, so it kind of helps. So that could be, you know, owning currency. And then that could be a critical hit, the red ones. And then I could have like white for something else. That's a lot of information depending on the wave. It is. Which is why... Oh, why is there no thing? What is this? What is the point of this, Unreal? It can be a lot of information. I'm just wondering, like... I'm going to make it for the coins and then see how it works. How it looks. Not the coins, but well, basically the coins, the Arcanium, and then see how that looks. I actually need to go back to that project and see where they did it. Effects, camera channel. So that's the other question, is I can do either or. I've seen some games where the damage the tower is doing is displayed above the tower itself, which might make it a bit cleaner. Especially if I'm wanting to show you getting currency from an enemy kill. Curves, data channel, effect types. No, material function, materials, material, mesh, Niagara modules. Particle light project to plane. What is that? The currency would make sense with the turret, yeah. Oh, I was actually going to do it the other way around, but that might also be an idea. Have you considered animating the health widget? Like damage taken over the last second is a different color and lurk down? No, I haven't. Do you mean if... So it looks like you're doing sort of a chunk out at a time. So you take like all the damages received in that second and you kind of like chunk it down and then have it sort of jump out. Thank you. The currency is applied to the turret, not the enemy. True. Something like that. I haven't considered that. That could be an option. That could be quite cool to see. Why is this all the way out here? Oh. Keep the numbers off screen and handle crits very visually. That's the other consideration I was wanting to make, because being able to see that you've actually crit kind of, I think, is an important one, because otherwise, if you have a tower that can crit, how do you know when it is critting? Like, to the player, if you've got something that can crit and you're not seeing it actually happen, does it really happen then? Like, I feel like there needs to be some indication that something like that is happening, because if you've got a 5% crit chance, and for one of the towers, for example, the crit chance means that the tower actually hits a second time, which is kind of a big thing. I need to show that to the player in some way, which is why these like floating numbers, you know, having like a like you see in Diablo, when you get a crit, the text shows very differently. Even in this game, when you get the crit, it shows differently. I hate that the backspace in Unreal Engine deletes stuff. Keep numbers off screen and handle crits visually. Yes, that is what we will do. Explosion, no. Footsteps, no impacts. Oh, here we go. NS damage number. So this is the Niagara system that does it. So he uses a sprite renderer, and it's number single card, which is this material, which is super unhelpful because it's a material instance of what? Oh, this. So we've got an emission color, an opacity, dynamic parameter, which we don't know what that is. So we've got boost color, we've got a gradient, we've got a noise scale, we've got a pixel thing, and we've got a border. So this is this whole. And so for example, that's 1. Oh, so it does that. So it takes a texture of 1 to 9 numbers. And if it's a single, so it could be a single card or a double card. So we get the UV, calculate where in the grid it is. So this calculates which number we're using, basically. Doesn't this do the same thing? Whole value, material parameter. This actually doesn't do anything. Dynamic parameter. Value 4. Because it's a 4x4 texture. Hello, boom. Yoinking the spaghetti. Noise pattern. So we've added a noise pattern. And we're multiplying the mask, the alpha mask, by the noise pattern, and that's the opacity. How did you know, IW? I was here stealing a spaghetti. I have an alarm system. Alarm system went off. You want to hear it? There it is. It's my alarm system. I had to insert an alarm system to deal with you. Wee woo, wee woo. Oh no, it's going crazy. The alarm's going all over the place. We've got a particle color. We do a hue shift. And then we look between the alpha, which is the green channel. We've got normals for the numbers. So if I go and I activate just the green, one, two, three, four. So it's a 4x4. Okay, that's why they said thing. I optimized this in. My CPU is now faster. I put in vid in green gen. What are you getting now? Because you're getting 7.5 instructions per second last time. Did you double it? So that gives it an outline like that. That we don't care about. And then the red is actually the thinnest line. So it's actually kind of like bold. Interesting. Oh, there's actually an additional one there. Then we have a base color, which is the emissive color. And this is set as material expression texture. It's a shade on its mask and it's a surface domain. So this is not even UI. Cool, so age complete currency. So who uses this? I think it's used from code actually. Marius! Hello, Marius. Marius resubscribed for 20 months. God damn. It's been a while. How are you doing today, Marius? Are you well? Yeah. Why did it not show, like, an actual thing on screen? What the heck? Who knows? Hello. How are you doing? It did. It didn't seem like the normal one, the stars. Was it the stars? Apparently I'm too used to it. I thought it sounded more like BAM. Let's go. Oh, hello, Tanner. What's she doing? The cat has arrived. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got effects, blueprints, cameras, weapons, mesh. Which one was it? Particles, weapons, and then we've got emitters. So that's the actual emitters. Fire system, find reference. Reference viewer, so it's used in the shotgun. And that's got a flip book. Oh, that's fire weapon. No, we don't care about that. Hello. Can I help you? That's the one we want. Basic Niagara system, number single card, and then Number. That is the Niagara number prop component. So my guess is what they do is they use this. Browse to asset. What are you doing? I'm trying to deconstruct how Epic's Lyra project do their floating number system for my own game. Because I've got a floating number system, it just looks really bad. So I'm trying to make something that looks a bit cleaner. You see that when this guy dies, you'll see some text here. But it's like super hard to read, and it's also not facing the camera. And this actually looks better than it did look, funny enough. Is that with particles there? It is. So it uses a particle system here. Where there's a place that actually set the color for this. It's not that one. The color's set here. Materials unlit. It is Yes, it is unlit. Surface, additive, and unlit. At least I got that part right for how Epic did theirs, because they also use an unlit material. Could you have a block border around the numbers? Probably. Would help. Probably would help. Let's go there. Where? That's not the color. Which one is the color? Spawn. I can never remember where it is. Initialize. That's the one I want. I actually want to do. Let's try that. Save. Start. If not, black border plus shadow. Fair enough. That did not change. Okay. Turrets. Turrets everywhere. Close you, and that stays. That we can close. So why did I set the color, but it didn't save? Grid? No. Is there somewhere else that color just gets completely overridden? Gravity force solver. Because you've got this color one, which is just... That's 111, so that'd be what, white on update? It does nothing. You can uncheck. Am I setting it somewhere else? Hold on, what are the properties that I have? So color is actually set to... Does the material use the particle color? Probably a good thing to check. The material uses... Yes, particle color. You didn't saw the numbers with blue tint. I did not. Let me try again. Maybe something didn't save. I'll save it like 300 times and press play. We'll start the wave and we'll see. Because it should have a blue tint now. Actually, I think it looks more white than blue. So let's give it more darkness. Which one was it? It was properties, no. Emits a state, initial color. There we go. So let's try and make this a bit darker. And we'll see if that makes a difference. Actually, we'll make it even a bit of a darker blue. Make it there. Let's see if that comes through. Compile, save, play, start. To me, it still looks white. That is definitely white. Maybe it's the wrong energy modified. Maybe. Let me just turn the color value back on. I just want to see something. Something weird is happening. You see that went yellow? It's yellow now. When I ticked that back on, it went yellow. What? Am I setting? Maybe I'm setting the color somewhere else. Show again the module. Maybe this is being set when we actually call show the particle system. Maybe that's the problem. So if I go user color, yeah. So if I go to base enemy, is it used in here? Now I can't remember where we actually set this. Make floating numbers. Here we go. There we go. That's where it's set. Of course it's there, right? Why wouldn't it be? User equal parameter system, I think. Okay, so start. Now this will work, right? There we go. You were seeing a top of the details of the color module. It was using user color. Right. That looks better, but it's still super hard to read because it's basically a super bright color. Let's try that. The text you showed earlier, the material was that? Which material? This one. This one used... What does it use? I think this is why the texture had the border color in, and they were not just generating it. Because I have somewhere, I have a whole bunch of numbers that are actually created. Like, let's try 9. There we go. Go to asset actions, show in file view. There we go. So I've got all the numbers that are generated, and they look like this. I've got the floating numbers. It's, I think, uses. The problem is it's been so long since I looked at it. How is it doing the numbers right now? So I believe in base here we get a character from an array, and then we do a switch basically, and we use a different texture based on the number. And I think this gets done multiple times. So this makes a single number. And if there's multiple numbers, then there's a text offset. So if it's already been set, then it gets done again. It's been a while since I set this up. It's not a very optimal system, to be completely honest. Like, there's the digit. So it just takes in a texture. And then this is used somewhere here. Get, make floating number, so find reference by name. There we go. So we get the amount that gets rewarded based on when they die, and then we just do that. No, the texture he showed before was from Lyra. Oh, there was another one from Lyra, yes. So this is all from Lyra. This is how Lyra does it. Where they've got the number like that so that you can actually have the outline. So in Lyra, when we press play, and we go, what is it, test? Let's go to the test. Lyra's got borders, yes. Lyra's done it the proper way. So you see there, it's super easy to read. Even from like really, really far, if the camera's like far, it's still quite readable. You could have a 1 pixel outline. I'll need to remake all the textures, which I'll probably do off stream at some point. Ah, I've just realized something. You can see this number here. It works. Like, it's fine. I just find it extremely... There's 2 problems with it. One, it doesn't actually face the camera at all. So it makes it harder to see because you're essentially looking at a number down like this. But if it were to actually... See, if we're looking at the number and I click on something else, then it's like... It's actually not as bad from far. If you have a border on it. Hello Braxton, how are you doing? You have coffee. At the alpha border, you could use a flip the pixel back. Interesting. I've never done that before. I'm well, we're nearly done. Yes! You made like a ton of progress yesterday. It was like you did like 4 streams worth of work just all of a sudden done. You know DDX? Nope. I've never seen DDX in Material Graph, no. DDX. It's a cram day. I have to draw several more things and maybe more over the week. Okay, nice. Imagine the GPU works by working on 4 pixels at the same time, right? So you actually check the value of a var on a pixel on the left and the bottom and get the difference with the current. That's DDX left, right. So how would you use that for? So you could make a border by basically seeing if there's a pixel below it, we would make a color. Would it work like that? The value of the variable on the left and bottom. So bottom. That sounds a lot like sounds like a lot at runtime. It's done on the GPU, so yes. ChatGPT. I prefer Claude personally. So what happens if we just throw this in there? That'll be opacity. Let's go with... What does it do? Does it do anything? It's not a cost, it's just read the register for the other thread. But, there's always a but. What is this material? Surface, blend mode is additive and unlit. What did they use? There is no texture sampler. Surface mask unlit.
you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
It's such a weird thing that's just drawn in 3D space like that.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat, you'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs, they go tick tick. Boom, you blown me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted, can't copy, printed, can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence, so consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap and I'll be breaking this.
I don't think I understand how your thing works. To be fair, I don't understand how my thing works right now. And I set it up. The problem is I set it up so long ago, I don't actually remember what I did. So if I set everything back to what it was. We've got two sides, we clamp that. We've got the particle color, fine. That just basically sets the emissiveness. Why is there a DDX there? Oh, I just put it in to see if it did anything, but I don't understand enough of what it's doing to use it correctly. Because I would need it, probably something like, what? Throw it into a texture sample? Then we take the alpha of that and we multiply it by the texture coordinate. You said you use texture to show numbers. Where is the sampler? I've closed it, hold on. Digit system is... What is digit system? So we spawn a Niagara system at a specific location. Then from that we get the result, and we're using the result to set the digit on it. So you can apparently set texture objects. So overrides the texture object of the Niagara texture data interface using a parameter. So that's how we're passing the digit. Find digit on Niagara. There. So that would be... This is advanced. On modules. Where's modules? Local modules. Sample, I guess. Middle. This? Because that's the digit. Pick sample texture. No, hello, how are you doing? The module is an emitter, the sample one, middle of the screen. The orange one, this one. middle of all the modules, is a sample texture. This one. There we go. So texture is set to the digit. Cider keeps avoiding looking at the middle of the screen. There's no middle of the screen. That's how it gets it. Oh. How are you doing today, North? Are you well? Your system reads the numbers texture and spawns particles on it. Think so? I think Kuya wants to see the scratch pad of that module. Make 2D vector, make float vector. That's X, Y. That's not a thing. You can double click to open it. This. I think it's default. I don't remember modifying any of this, so yeah. It's probably samples the texture, then kills the particles, removes the mask particles. Yeah, I didn't modify any of this. Get map. Maybe steal Lyra stuff. That's probably what I'm gonna do, yeah. It looks easier. Indeed. What is broken, Sila? It's not that it's technically broken, it just looks really bad. Because if you look, Boom, when we spawn a number, and we kill an enemy, so we'll spawn a number, pause, F8. You'll see there's the number, but it's like, it's one, super hard to read, and it's never actually facing the camera either. So it's facing the direction of the camera, but not the rotation that it needs to look at the camera. And it's just super hard to read, so it doesn't look good. But where if we look at the Lyra system, and we use their one, lag, there we go. You see it looks super clean. You can actually read the numbers. Bam, headshot. Yeah, this one is better. It is. Yoink it. That is the plan. Surface impacts is a struct. What? Impact position and impact normals. Interesting. So theirs uses this, which is the numbers. And then they take the damage numbers here. So they've got a sprite render, which takes the material. And I think this whole thing gets set from inside the actual Lyra project. Where is Lyra?
You don't cry, you're not strong enough to care. Getting lost in my own pain, not in the game. One more test to see me. I've been
What would it be called? Not this one. This one. Damage. Damage, pop style Niagara. Is this it? Pop style is used to find the Niagara asset that would be used for the damage system representation. The array, the texture. So here's the actual component. No text. Oh, here we go. So here's the function that gets called. So we add the pop-up thing, we add a new request. So local damage, number to display, the current change, critical versus normal hit. Oh yeah, so they do this thing where they flip the damage amount to indicate if it's a crit or not, which is kind of clever, I suppose. Lazy. So here's your Niagara component. That's just, we auto activate it. We set the texture. Set up attachment. Apparently you can use null pointer. Then we check that we have it. We activate it and we set the world location. And then it's just like they do this where they go. They create a vect4. And you've got your damage list. And it's just like, what do they pump into this? The component and the component names. And then we set all of that inside of there. And that's how they're doing it. So it looks code-wise it's fine, but there's all the other stuff. W equal damage. Yes. Don't you love that? Vect4, where XYZ is the position and W is equal to the damage. You maybe think that the person doing this just had like 5 minutes to get it done. They were like, yeah, I'm gonna do this in a fun way. I mean, I guess it works, right? Maybe someone doing GPU stuff. Maybe. So we do this. I love functions like this, where it's like, oh yeah, set this thing. I will just call it an internal one. If a user shared U object, we will need to make sure the proper instance active. Fine. Why do this? Oh, I know what they're doing, but doesn't it do that for you when you do activate with a reset? Is that the whole point of that? Who knows? Wait, you could just do get world from the Niagara component? I didn't know that. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's just kind of hysterical that every time I've done it previously, I was getting the world from somewhere else, but you could just get it from the component itself. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to sit and kind of just yoink that out and then see what I do. I suppose what I can do is if I want to make the numbers look a bit different, I can just take the texture that they've used. Where is it? Cancel. This one. I can just take this and modify or use my own one. As long as I make it the same size, it should all just kind of work. Source alpha detect. True. Also, don't you find this funny? You can see the source path for when this was added. So this was added in 2021. 2022. It's like work to Unreal, Lyra texture, numbers, color. And that was like the source path of the original person that added it. Sometimes it's funny because you can see, what do you call it? You can actually see like they've got their names in here, and I always laugh. Like if we go, where is this one? Was this the same guy? Yeah, it was the same one. Like the colorblind ones, we've got this. We go brush there. Oh, there's no source path. That's interesting. I actually haven't seen that before. There's no source path. I mean, I don't often look for it. This is so weird. Now that I'm hectically off track. There's also a thing where the way that the Niagara particle system thing here works. So Niagara particles have built-in object pooling as far as I know, but I think they take it to like the next level where they've got a pooling system above it. Let's see, pool. No pool? No pool? There we go, there's a Niagara component pool. Why did this open in my project and not the Niagara particle project? Huh? How often the pool should be cleaned in seconds? The other issue with like when you work on the Lyra project is because everything's made by Epic, you don't know which parts are sometimes like you've got engine specific stuff and then you've got other stuff that they've written and you're not sure, is that a plugin that's coming with the engine or is it not? Anyway, we are going to raid out because I will have a look at this later on off stream. I want to see if I can get the numbers to work better as well and see if there's any other. I want to see if actually anyone's actually gone over it in more detail. They have a cool event system. There's the Druta. It does look quite cool. There's a lot of really cool things in there, the Niagara in that project that are good to look through. I just find that sometimes figuring out where the things get connected can be a bit difficult. But that might be more of an Unreal problem. Stevie is live. Let's raid Stevie. So when you don't know where it's supposed to go, you are screwed. Yes, true. Very, very true. We are gonna raid Stevie. There we go. There is your raid message if you want to join in for the raid. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. Thank you for hanging out with me. We'll be back next week, Saturday. Ooh, that broke. How did that break? Kudos. Thank you very much for the help. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good week. There's the raid message. But yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic week. I will see you next weekend. Bye for now. Bye, everybody. Bye.